Okay, I'll just pull it
Okay.
closer. Uh, Good evening. I'm your host for today. I hope everybody had a wonderful day. I did. I went to church, went back to church. Uh, the sermon was great, and I enjoyed it. So now next, the show that I promised you is here finally. Okay, so listen up, everybody. Uh, so this part is called the spotlight, where I put a spotlight on something that's really important or should have been told, and I accent that and you get information which you should have been getting in the first place. So today I spotlight finances, specifically uh, like things that will give you interest and money on that, so you can invest on things. Okay, so our guest today is
Jay. Hello.
ta-da! My
Daughter.
don't you notice the resemblance? Okay, it's my daughter. So, uh, what do you want to begin with today, Jay?
So we're going to talk a little bit about personal finance and investing and ways that you can invest, and why people may not know about investing or personal finance.
Okay, so begin.
Okay, well, okay, so as one of the wealth building blogs of personal finance is investing. So I would say there are 4 ways that you can invest. The first way is investing in the stock market, which is investing in stocks. The second way is to invest in real estate or property. The third way would be to invest in yourself. And then the fourth way would be to invest in some kind of business. So as far as investing in stocks, it's really easy now in 2021, 2022 to self-direct your investments. So you can open up a brokerage account with any brokerage firm. So like Fidelity, Vanguard, or Schwab, you can do that online yourself. It's really easy. I know Fidelity doesn't have a minimum, so you can even start with like $5. I think Vanguard is like $3,000. So I personally went with Fidelity myself because I wanted to just get the money into the market instead of waiting until, yep.
Yes, now you need to listen very closely and write these things down. As everybody gonna say, that show. Can you give me her name again? Can you give me that investment company? How much can I put in? So, uh, write everything down. But if you forget, you can just put it in the comments. I might give you the information. So enjoy. Take it away.
Okay. So the brokerage firms that I mentioned were Fidelity, Vanguard, and Schwab. I'm sure there's others that you can just go online and Google them, but those are the ones that I know off the top of my head. And I know Fidelity, like I said, does not require a minimum. I'm not sure about Schwab. I know Vanguard does require $3,000 to start. So for me, it was just easier just to start with Fidelity and get my money in there. And you can just put $5 or whatever you want just to get it started and get in the habit of investing your money. So different ways or different stocks you can invest in. There are individual stocks. So that's like, GameStop. You heard a lot about GameStop over the past year and how it went up like from, I don't know, $14 to almost $200 per stock. So you can invest in individual stocks like GameStop or Tesla or Apple or Amazon or, whatever you are into. I would just suggest that you do your research and see, which stock you think has really good potential, because all those stocks that I have named, they've gone up a lot over the years, especially Amazon from the 90s until now. But, GameStop went up and then it dropped. So, you have to be really careful as far as investing in individual stocks. You can make a lot of money or also lose a lot of money. Now, another way is index funds. So index funds is basically a combination of a bunch of different types of individual stocks. So let's say you have an index fund that is, technology. So the index fund would have, like Facebook and Google stocks and Tesla and Amazon, Apple, like that index fund would have all those stocks within it. So if you buy one, share of that particular index fund, basically you are investing in all of those stocks. So it's a little bit of a safer way to invest in stocks because it keeps you from, you're more diversified if you invest in index funds, because you're basically investing in a bunch of different stocks instead of just putting $1,000 all into Amazon. And then let's say one day Amazon just really tanks, you're going to lose $1,000. Whereas if you put your money into a bunch of different stocks via index funds, then, if one stock tanks, you still have the other stocks within that fund to kind of bring up, keep you from losing a lot of money. So
let's break here, please, Jay. She's doing very good, isn't she? I'm going to give you a little information on my little mini-me right here, okay? She has a bachelor's in public relations and a master's in business administration. And both of us are alumnus. We graduated from the same college. So, and she also have been working in your field.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And
yeah.
Yes, and she has been doing very well, and I'm proud of her.
Okay, let's talk about the finance now.
All right.
I work in digital marketing, not finance, but personal finance is an interest of mine.
Okay, so she took on the part of educating herself on this. I want to ask you this. What did you do with my finance that I invested in? How did you go about doing that?
Okay, so basically what I did is I opened up an account with Fidelity, like I said before, because there's no minimum. And then every month you give me the money and I invest it for you within that account. So in that account, I am investing in index funds. So one of the index funds is basically like the S&P 500. It's pretty much all of the stocks within the stock market. So that money, again, is diversified because you're investing in everything like Amazon, Apple, Tesla, Ford, I don't know, Walgreens, Disney, whatever, all the stocks that are on the stock market, you are invested in within that index fund. And then some other types of index funds would be like international funds. So let's say for some reason, America has a huge collapse. You don't want to have all your money in American funds. You want to invest in some international funds as well. And then there's also like REITs, which are real estate investment trust. So that's another way to invest in real estate without actually buying property. So basically, the large commercial real estate companies like Simon Property Group and Lennar and all those like major real estate companies, you can invest in those companies through those REITs, real estate investment trusts. So those are some types of index funds that you can invest in. So as far as your account, that's basically what I did. I invested in index funds, and then every month we contribute to it.
Money, 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 money.
So, yeah. Exactly. And then the other way to invest and build wealth is real estate, like I mentioned before. So, it's basically buying property, and then you can either, do house hacking, which is where you buy a property and let's say it has 3 or 4 bedrooms. So you're one person, you're single, it's just you. So then you rent out the individual rooms to the other 2 or 3 rooms. And then let's say if your mortgage is $1,000, but you're able to rent out, 3 of those rooms for $500 each, you're basically getting $1,500. So you're going to have $500, left over. So after your mortgage is paid, so that's another way for you to make money. And then also the property hopefully will appreciate also in value too. And then the other way would be to buy a property and then rent it out long-term. So that's called long-term rental, or LTR. So it's basically where you have a property and then you put it, for rent, and someone comes and they rent it for a year or 2 years or whatever. They're a long-term renter. And then, usually with that, you can make $200 to $300 per month by renting out your property long-term, sometimes more. And there's also short-term rentals, which is STR. So it's similar to like vacation properties like Airbnbs or VRBOs or, sites like that, where you basically rent out your property on a short-term basis for people that are going on vacation. Say they want to go to Miami for a week. They don't want to stay in the hotel. Maybe, they're a large family. So it's cheaper for them to get just a whole house to rent out. And they'll rent that property for a week. Or let's say someone is a traveling nurse, so they may need to stay there for, 30, 60 days. Or someone is, going to Vegas for a conference for business and they don't want to stay in a hotel. They want to stay in a house. Maybe they'll rent their property out for 2 weeks. So that's called short-term rental. And a lot of times you can make more money from a short-term rental because the nightly rates can be anywhere from $100 to $300. So a lot of people can make anywhere from, a couple grand to $4,000 or more by doing a short-term rental.
Okay, let's break here, please. Let her get her breath.
I got my breath.
Okay, let me get my breath. Okay. Now, audience, you see why I wanted to put a spotlight on investments and finances, because let's see, our people, okay, of color, they didn't get this information when we were growing up or talked about it or anything like that. We didn't even know how to balance our checkbook. We wasn't taught. Well, I was taught in the 5th grade. And we didn't know that. And resumes and how to finance, put things into finance and investments and everything. So I thought that it would be good if I put a spotlight on finance and accent on
Exclamation mark.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. That's an accent. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
She's messing with me right now. Okay. On personal finance, specifically for our color, how we can get big money. So she's going to give us tips, and please take notes. If not, you can put it in comments. Take it away, Jay.
Okay, so yes, real estate is another way to invest your money. And then, from the short-term rental, you can have a couple grand coming in every month, or the long-term rental, a couple $100. You can use that money to purchase more properties. So let's say you have 5 short-term rentals that are making you a profit of $2,000 every month, and you times that by 5, that's $10,000 a month. And then you could give up your W-2 job if you wanted to, or working full time, just have, your short-term rentals and live off of that money. So, that's an option as well. And then also the properties will appreciate, in value over the years too. So in addition to the money that you're getting every month, you're going to have those properties that are going to go up in value that you can sell later on, or whatever you want to do with them, or pass them down to your children or your heirs. So real estate is a great way to invest your money. The third way would be to take your money. So let's say you have a job and you're getting, you have maybe $500 extra every month or whatever you have left over. You can invest that money in real estate and or also start a business. So, now it's so easy to start a business online. You can do content creation on YouTube or TikTok or, any social media platform. Or let's say you are really handy, you want to start a contracting business, after work or on the weekends. Or if you're a handy person or you're very creative and you want to, make some things and sell them on Etsy, that's just another way to take your money and then have your money make money for you. So that's another way to invest. And it's also good to have more than one stream of income. Even if you do have a full-time, job working for someone, you never know when you can get laid off, or look what happened with Better.com, and that CEO just laid those people off a couple of weeks before Christmas. So you just never know. It's always good to have other streams of income. The last way to invest in yourself would be invest in yourself. So, keeping your skills sharp, prioritizing your health, because if you don't have your health, then it's very hard for you to do anything, to work or do anything. So whatever it takes, if it's joining a gym, spending a little bit of extra money on healthy food, buying equipment to work out at home, whatever it is, that is an investment in your health. And then also making sure that you take classes, if you're in a field where it's constantly changing, like IT or marketing, making sure that you're taking certification courses to keep up on the latest trends in technology, listening to podcasts, reading books to, expand your mind, learn different things. If you want to learn how to, create something, taking classes online or going to, I don't know, wherever they teach classes, maybe the library, or go to spec to school,
Yes.
So anything that you think that will like help improve your life, your quality of life, and that could also help you earn more money. That's what I would say as far as investing in yourself. So those are the top 4 ways that I know that you can invest and build wealth. I will say that whatever you're doing, whatever job that you have, working for someone, it's always good to make sure you are working on building your wealth. So I would take whatever money you have left over every month, $500, $1,000, whatever it is. I would make sure you have savings, first of all, to begin with. I would say at least like 3 to 6 months of savings, just in case you lose your job or get sick, you can't work. You want to make sure you have that money in a savings account. Like Capital One offers savings, or any bank really. Usually savings accounts don't offer a lot of interest, but really the point of a savings account is not really to make money off of it. It's just to have it available and quickly, so you can get to it quickly in case you need it, or, if you have an emergency with your car or something like that, like you want to make sure you can get to that money easily. So that's the first thing that I would do. And then invest your money. So whether it is investing in stocks, like I spoke about with the brokerage firm, or if you work for a company that offers a 401k, then that's, a retirement account that you won't be able to touch that money until you're, I believe it's 59 and a half. So that's thinking, long-term, say, investing. And then also putting some money into like a brokerage account is another way. And that money, you can access at any time, but you do have to pay taxes on the gains. So let's say you put in $100 and let's say you made 8% interest on that. So it's like $108. So you have to pay, taxes on the $8 that you earned. So do keep that in mind, but you're able to take that money out at any time. So I would just make sure that you're making your money work for you by investing it in, stocks, investing it in real estate, investing in some type of business or side hustle that could turn into your full-time business if you wanted it to, and then also investing in yourself.
Yes, that's very good. I made a mistake of not invest investing because I didn't know how to invest. So that money that was out there, I could have been putting like, I don't know, $200, $300 per month in there. And I'm just rolling it over my head, honey. That would have, woo, would have blew my head off. I'd be rich right now. But because we were not taught it, I let it go. But right now, I am investing every month, and it's looking really, really good. She's good, everybody. So, if you want more information, and if you want her to return, please put it in the comment box and subscribe and thumbs up. And right now, I'm going to ask her if there's anything else you want to say to our audience before we leave.
I would just say, just make sure you are, whatever money you have, that you are investing your money, you're saving it, and you're making your money work for you, because you want to make sure that when you're older, you have that nest fund, or God forbid you can't work, something happens, at least you have options, you have other sources of income. So always think about the future, think long term, especially with COVID, a lot of people weren't able to work, and like a lot of companies laying people off. So you want to make sure that you are set up financially so you don't have to rely on a company or working for someone. Make sure you have some real estate investments, make sure you have, some other type of business, and you have some stocks. So you have money that's, kind of split up between different sources of income. So you're not relying on just one source of income.
Yes, so true. I thank you for coming, and hopefully you'll come back. Maybe give some examples of whatever on the investment part. Some examples about what you're doing, what I'm doing, and you could show them. And I think that would be really nice. You want to come back?
No
I'll
pressure.
put it on the spot, okay?
Okay.
She was wonderful, and thank you so much, everybody, for coming. Have a blessed day. Say bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thanks.